Listen, stuff happens in life. One day you have a job, everything is secure, you're chilling, you're going on vacation, Acapulco and whatnot, and the next thing you know, you lose your job. So you are unemployed, okay? You start collecting unemployment, and you are you find yourself in a situation where you want to apply for the PenFed, the $50,000 PenFed personal loan. So how do you do that? How do you actually apply and succeed, okay, while being unemployed? This is what I want to talk to you about in today's conversation. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about the $50,000 PenFed personal loan. How to get it, even if you are unemployed. Okay, let me first give you the overview of this loan. What are we talking about here? We are talking about a loan that actually goes from $600 to $50,000. And chances are, unless you have a strong asset base, a strong cash position, if you are unemployed, you're not gonna get the $50,000. But it's okay anyway. You know, if you get 10 grand, 15 grand, 20 grand, it's still good. Okay. So here are the pros and cons of this loan. The pros: low minimum credit score requirements. You have a wide cancellation of loan amounts, and you have no origination or prepayment fees. Here are the cons: you must maintain a PenFed savings account. Co-signers are not permitted. So PenFed will allow co-borrowers, but not co-signers, okay? And membership is required. Obviously, PenFed is a credit union, okay? So we're talking here about terms that range from 12 to 60 months, okay? 1 to 5 years. So who is this loan for? Well, you can use the loan if you want to consolidate debt, you want to improve your home improvements. You want to take care of transportation expenses, medical and dental bills, okay? Personal events like weddings and vacations. So let's say you are unemployed, but you still want to go ahead with your wedding, okay? You need the cash. This PenFed loan is great for it, okay? Now this loan is not suitable for things like refinancing student loans or having secondary education, okay? PenFed wants you to get a student loan for that, okay? So really important. So the APR here is decent. We're looking at 5.99 to 17.99%. This is really good. And if you want to apply for this loan, what we love about this loan is that you have a pre-qualification link, so you can check your interest rate. Okay, so you fill out the pre-qualification form, and at least you know if I will speak about the pre-qualification later on, but it's really great. You pre-qualify, you see if you pre-qualify, you submit your information, and then you actually complete the official application. And what we love here is that you don't have to be a PenFed member to apply, but once you are approved, you need to become a PenFed member and start making payments. So overall, this is a great loan, okay, very straightforward, and PenFed actually approves folks really fast, okay, 1 to 2 business days. That's what we have seen, as long as you have all the paperwork. You got to have all the paperwork though, very important. So let me talk to you now about the hacks you need to apply. Very important. The first thing is the pre-qualification. This is so good, so good. You want to see if you pre-qualify for the $50,000 per personal loan. You can see that this has nothing to do with your unemployment situation. It doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter in the end, but for now it doesn't matter, because basically they're going to ask you a few questions. They're going to ask you to put your social security number, and PenFed is going to run a soft pull on you to see if you pre-qualify, and that's what you want, okay? And the thing here is that you want to actually be clear about the info that you actually input, okay? And you should get pre-qualified because you don't want to decimate your FICO score. You don't want to decimate your credit score, okay? Pre-qualification is always good, whether you do it for a credit card or a loan. It's always good, and we tell people it's always whenever you have an opportunity to pre-qualify for a loan, always take it, okay? And if you want to get pre-qualified, you can get pre-qualified. There is a link actually on PenFed's website, public website, So even if you're not a member, you can still pre-qualify. That's what I was telling you earlier, that you don't have to be a member to pre-qualify. But once you are approved for a loan, then you need to become a member. Okay. And so the pre-qualification form is pretty simple. They will ask you to provide your income, which is okay, because you might be unemployed, but you might be still deriving some income from places, right? So they will ask you for your current outstanding debt, your desired loan amount, your desired loan term, the credit score range you currently find yourself into, okay, and the reason for borrowing. So the use of loan proceeds. This is really important, okay? And so you want to review your pre-qualified offers. So what's going to happen here is that PenFed, once you enter your information, PenFed will give you 3, 4, 5, in some cases 10 pre-qualified offers, okay? So each offer will have a different loan amount. I mean, we have seen in our experience that PenFed has given one of our team members up to 10 pre-qualified offers, okay? And each pre-qualified offers has a different loan amount, a different maturity, and a different APR, okay? So, but these things are done by the algorithm, okay? It has to do with quantitative risk modeling, okay? But what you want to do is you want to consider the loan terms. Loan terms consideration is really important. You want to check the funding time frame. PenFed is really good in terms of funding you within 24 hours or 48 hours. I mean 48 hours, but the longest we have seen is 7 days. But on that case, there were problems with paperwork. They asked for paperwork. The guy did not provide the paperwork, and so on and so forth. He started ghosting PenFed, so it took longer. Okay, and so overall, this is a great thing. And it's a great card. So you want the first hack is your pre-qualification. The second important thing to do if you are unemployed and you want to actually get a personal loan from PenFed, you want to become a PenFed Honors Advantage member. Now, this membership actually yields more benefits with credit cards, with PenFed credit card. However, there are some ancillary benefits that you get also if you are a PenFed Honors Advantage member. Now, there are several ways to become a member, but the way that is easier for us, because we don't have any military service in our team, the easiest way is to actually open a PenFed Access America account. So it is an account that allows you to become automatically a PenFed Honors Advantage member. So I don't care what you do. If you are unemployed, if you are jobless, or you're just trying to make ends meet, you're just doing odd jobs here and there, make sure that you open the account called PenFed Access America checking account. Really important. This will help you a lot. You will reap a lot of benefits. Okay, but again, the card this account gives you more benefit in terms of credit card, but there are related ancillary benefits if you are trying to apply for a PenFed loan. For example, if you are an Honors Advantage member, you can reap better rates, better rewards rates when it comes to the PenFed Power Cash Rewards Visa Signature card, okay, and the PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature card, okay. But it is what it is. And one thing I also want to say here is that when we talk about having the PenFed Honors Advantage being part of that program, we are talking indirectly about beefing up your PenFed membership, right? Or not membership, your PenFed relationship. Banking relationship. In other words, you want to beef up your accounts. You want to have a checking account, savings account. This will really help you. Okay, but these things you should have it before being unemployed. I don't know how you came to be unemployed, whether you were terminated or whether the company where you were working from or where you're working at, they actually closed shop or whatever. But the thing here is that you want to, if you didn't have a direct deposit before, you're not going to have it now because you don't have a job, right? But if you are listening to me right now, if you have a job right now, I want you to set up direct deposit with PenFed even before things happen, okay? And God forbid something happens to you, you lose your job or something happens, whatever. These things happens all the time, okay? It's not about you, but it's just how life goes. So you got to protect yourself, okay? Especially if you're trying to build a relationship. If you want to build, let's say you want to build a relationship with PenFed, then you want to have this PenFed Access America account. Very important. Let's talk about cash flows. So, boss, I'm still sort of contextualizing to this conversation, right? So you are unemployed, or someone that you know is unemployed, and he or she wants to get a PenFed personal loan, maximum amount $50,000. There's something we call cash flows. What's going to happen in that case is that PenFed is going to ask the person to demonstrate how they will pay back the loan. Okay, so PenFed doesn't really care about, PenFed does care about you having a job, that's for sure. But it's not just about you being able to have a job, because a job does what? A job just provides you the income you need to take care of life. But there are people in this country and all over the world who don't have a job, a day job, a 9-to-5 job, but they're making money. Enter passive income. Hashtag passive income. Hashtag make money online. Hashtag e-commerce. Hashtag drop shipping. Okay, but one thing I'm trying to say here is that you need to demonstrate to PenFed that you have other sources of income. Okay, it could be dividend income, it could be a business an online business. Okay, it could be some inheritance from a relative. Okay, whatever it is, you have to be in a position where you are showing PenFed, hey, listen, I will pay you guys back, not a problem. Don't worry about it. Okay, so it's important to also, when we talk about cash flows, we also talk about how you're going to monitor your cash flows, and you can monitor your cash flows through a statement of cash flow, okay, or through a budget. It's important. Now, so when we talk about statement of cash flows, we are talking about your personal statement of cash flows. It tells PenFed your liquidity inflows and outflows, your cash inflows and outflows. Okay, this is really important. And we also want to talk about, one thing I want to talk about real quick is your budget. Your budget does have an impact on your cash flows. Okay, so your budget actually helps you become financially disciplined, which you need anyway. You need that to clinch the $50,000 PenFed personal loan, especially if you are unemployed. Okay, it's important to have that in mind. And one thing I also want to say here is that when we talk about your net cash flow, your net cash flow is pretty simple. Your net cash flow is your cash inflows minus your cash outflows. Okay, if you have direct deposit with PenFed, they can see it right away. But if you don't have direct deposit with them, they're going to ask you to provide a series of bank statements that actually show in the aggregate. Keep that word in mind, in the aggregate, your net cash flows. And you might have a positive net cash flows or a negative net cash flows. In other words, you can have a deficit. Okay, so this is really important to keep that in mind. And so as you are trying to talk to a PenFed to get you the loan that you need and deserve, make sure that you keep that in mind. You're going to have to talk about your last jobs. So the thing is, if you're trying to get a loan from PenFed, okay, and you're unemployed, you need to verify your pay and employment for your last 3 employers, whether those occupations were full-time, part-time, temporary, or seasonal. Okay, what I'm trying to say here is that, okay, you're not working right now. Okay, I understand that. PenFed is going to say, listen, I understand that. But where were you working before, and why did you lose your job? That's the same question I asked you a few minutes ago, right? It's all about rationale. So did you maintain a history of stable employment before, or were you just job hopping here and there, here and there, here and there? Because job hopping is bad for, not just for a PenFed personal loan, but it's just bad for life, for your life. Okay, in terms of building credit, in terms of building net worth, in terms of building some kind of savings, it's just bad. So they want to know if you are actually job hopping. Okay, if you're not, that's fine. Then you just want to tell them, hey, listen, here is where I have worked in the last 3 years, and here are my data, my job data for the last 3 jobs. Okay, and so year to year, you can even show your resume. That just makes the whole thing faster. But you are actually going to provide your pay stubs. Your tax returns are very important. Your W-2s. Okay, if you are self-employed, you're going to have to provide 1099s. So the whole thing is that PenFed wants to know that you are actually making money in the past, because the past is a reflection of the future. So if you are able to do it in the past, you should be able to do it again. Okay, so this is something that the PenFed pays attention to. So they will ask you, they will probe you about your last jobs. And be ready. You want to have clear answers. Okay, if they ask you to provide bank statements, you're going to have to provide those. And if they ask you to provide employer contact information for your last 3 managers, please be ready to provide those. But the bottom line here is what? The bottom line for me is you have to be able to explain. You need to be able to explain convincingly that your last 3 jobs and your long job history actually prepared you pretty well to actually get the loan, the $50,000 personal loan, and repay it in due time. Okay, that's what PenFed is looking at. They are looking at a history of positive repayment history they can rely on to make sure that you are legit enough to qualify for their $50,000 personal loan. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another session of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. I'm still having a conversation with you today about the $50,000 PenFed personal loan, okay? And how do you get it if you are unemployed? Well, I want to talk to you about your FICO score. Grandpa, Grandma, your FICO score. Quick question. When was the last time you actually checked your FICO score? Talk to me. Tell me the truth. 1 year, 5 months, 5 days, 5 years? Talk to me. The thing is, you got to be in a situation where you know exactly what's your FICO score, okay? And if you don't check it, if you don't check your FICO score, you're not going to know, okay? And the good thing is that, and we have said this on other shows, and I feel like saying this again, that you can actually go to annualcreditreport.com and check for your FICO score. This is totally possible, okay? And it's free. It's free because every year, those 3 credit reporting agencies, they usually charge you for their credit reports, but Congress has actually mandated them to provide free copies to consumers every single year. Okay, so this is really good. This is great for everything you're looking to accomplish here. And one thing we want to say here is that if you want to improve your FICO score continually, you want to think about paying credit card balances strategically. You want to apply for higher credit limits. You want to become an authorized user. This can help also in terms of improving your portion of the FICO score, of the payment history rather. Pay your bills on time. Okay, you want to pay your bills on time. This is something we have said before, time and again. I will continue saying this. Pay your bills on time. Okay, you want to dispute credit report errors if there are any. You want to deal with collections agency. You want to deal with collections accounts, not agencies, but with the accounts. Okay. You can try to use a secure credit card if you maybe now is not the right time for you to apply for a $50,000 PenFed personal loan. Maybe you want to wait for 6 months, maybe, because right now the numbers don't really add up. Okay, and you can also get credit for rent and utility payments. We have seen this work fantastically. Okay, you also want to add to your credit mix. So the bottom line here is that this is a great opportunity for you to know exactly what really matters, and your FICO score plays an important role in your ability to get a PenFed personal loan. Okay, even if you have a jobless status as of today, you can still actually enjoy life, and you can enjoy life everywhere if you are able to have a FICO score. Okay, very, very important. Here is a winner strategy for you, and I just want to into this conversation on that. It's really important to understand that if you want to qualify for the PenFed $50,000 personal loan, there are a few things you need to do. Okay, please take care of your credit score and history. The higher the better. PenFed will actually approve you if you have 600, okay, minimum. That's fine. But if you can have 700 and 800, please do it. The higher the better, not just in terms of the loan amount that they actually grant you in the end, but also the APR that they charge you. Okay, so you're saving a lot of money. Okay, also think about your income. I'm not saying think about your employment status. Think about your income. You might be having a jobless status right now, but what about your income? Are you deriving revenue from somewhere else? How are you able to survive? How are you able to live? Those are important questions I want you to think about, okay? And what is your debt to income ratio? This plays also a big role in your ability to clinch the $50,000 PenFed personal loan, okay? The higher your DTI, the worse it is. In other words, there's an inverse relationship between your DTI ratio and your approval odds when it comes to the PenFed $50,000 personal loan. So the higher your CUR, the higher your debt to income ratio, your DTI, the lower your ability to actually qualify for a personal loan. Very important. And also think about collateral. Maybe you might want to pledge collateral to actually secure the loan. because PenFed is looking at you and they're thinking, hey, listen, this person doesn't have a job, okay? How is he or she going to repay us back? So what we do in the meantime is we have collateral. We have a way that actually not puts pressure. No, I don't like that word. That enables PenFed to comfortably say, listen, we're going to get you the loan, even though you don't have a way to pay us, because you have a valuable asset. We can take that. And if you want to qualify for a personal loan real fast, make sure, again, as I said, maintain a minimum credit score of 600. You want to have consistent and steady monthly income, okay? And income, again, is different from having a job. And you want to have a DTI ratio that is less than 30 to 35%. This is totally good. And one thing I want to say here is that overall, the PenFed personal loan is actually a pretty good loan to have. Disbursement is really fast. Things happen really fast, okay? They will approve you within minutes if you have the right paperwork. And please, get back to them. If they're asking you some questions, do not ghost them. Very important. Do not ghost PenFed. They don't like that. Let's just put it that way. They don't like that. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about the PenFed personal loan, okay? And how do you get it, even if you're unemployed? So we just want to, I share with you the overview about this personal loan. And I talked to you about pre-qualification, the PenFed honors, the cash flows you must have, the last jobs that you actually held, and your FICO score. And I gave you, to close today's conversation, a winner score, a winner strategy, if you will, that will help you actually understand how to beef up your FICO score real fast. Thank you so much for your attention. I will see you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.